Okay, this may not be you, but I bet you at one point in time you have heard someone say, I am so sick and tired of being sick and tired. Or maybe the expression, worried sick. Or maybe the expression, everybody around me is getting sick. I'm bound to catch something. Have you ever heard anybody talk like that? Maybe even yourself? Or another really sensitive subject is, have you ever been approached by someone to give a donation to support a certain condition? For an example, to support breast cancer. I know this is a sensitive topic, and I'm going to be sharing why I decided to do this program. And I want to give you my insights and bring the awareness to the importance of the words we use. So we'll get to that in a moment. So hello everybody, welcome. You're watching episode 32. Wow, 32 of the Hangout with Penny show. So a shout out to all you that have supported me to keep me going for this long, because I really appreciate it. And it's all about awareness. And if I can help someone just think, oh, I never thought of it that way, then I'm happy. Because when I began the Hangout with Penny show, my intention was for it to be uplifting, inspiring, and empowering. Empowering about our thoughts and the words we use, because the words create the thoughts, and these thoughts will then create a vibration. And that's the law of attraction. I'll talk about that in a moment. So thank you. And so here we are, episode 32. Thank you for making a weekly habit. I have so many papers around here. I got lots to talk about. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you. So for the previous 31, for those of you that are my regulars, and then there may be some new viewers that are seeing this, possibly the recording for the first time, one of my favorite things to do is to share the wine of the week with you. I like to get a wine that really kind of is a little bit in alignment to what I'm speaking about. However, I received a beautiful gift this week, and this is the wine for this week, and it is Connect. Because we all connect, and it's all about connection and making connections. And so I want to thank Jackie McLean. She's been on my show a couple of times talking about hypnosis. And for episode 33, I'm going to tell you this now because this is why I got the wine. So episode 33, Jackie's going to be doing the episode with us. Everybody's been waiting for this one. She's going to do the process of self-hypnosis. So this is totally new for me. So I'm excited as you are to watch this, or I'll watch it. I'm hosting it. So this is going to be a good one. So that'll be next week, episode 33. So cheers to that. Oh yes, and I'm still on water because water is healthy and water is very beneficial for good health. We need to keep hydrated. So cheers to that. Oh, okay. Well, let's begin with some viewer comments. So shout out to viewer comments. I love it when you comment. I love it. So let me just go for this was pertaining to last week, episode 31. And on that show, I spoke about how I actually manifested a car using the law of attraction and how I did that. So here's some comments. Michelle Ponsart. Hey Penny, love the format, love the show. I know my ideal car is paid for when I get it, among other things. Yes. DP, oh DP. I love this one. She goes, shh. LOL. That's all I can say about this. LOL. Thanks for reminding me why I get what I get. I better get clear fast. Yep. Linda Gagnon, she says, great show, Penny. Great example. Very clear. Great advice. So for those of you that haven't watched episode 31, there was some great tips in there about how I attracted my ideal vehicle. You might be surprised when you watch it. So CJ Gilbert, Great show. Love it. Great example of being clear on what you really want. I attracted an all-expense paid trip to Hawaii 7 years ago. Because that's true. Sometimes we get so hung up on the money that we think I can't afford it or I can't get anything in my life because we don't feel like we have the money. Well, things can just show up. Go watch episode 31. And Jackie McLean, she'll be with us next week. And her comment was, OMG, this is so amazing. It reminds me of my own vehicle attraction about 10 years ago. And it was a convertible. I have a wonderful convertible story about when I went to Hawaii. So I think I may have shared that on a previous episode. If not, we'll save that for another time. So I also want to acknowledge, I like this post. It just went around just a few minutes ago on Google Plus, and it's by Marlene Burton, and it's so appropriate for what I'm going to talk about this evening. And I follow the teachings of Abraham Hicks. I learn a lot about them from Jerry and Esther Hicks and the teachings of Abraham. And this is one of the quotes from Abraham. When you say yes to something, you include something you do want in your experience. And when you say no to something, you include something you don't want into your experience. So what does that mean? It's like, what? Does that make sense? I'm going to show you a little bit. I'm going to help you understand that a little bit by teaching you about the importance of our words. They are so important. Now, there was a newsletter or some kind of documentation that Tony Robbins sent out, and it's the power of words, transform your vocabulary, transform your life. So I'm just going to read the quote from Tony that's in the article. Now it says, the Roger's Thesaurus, there are more than 3,000 words describing various emotions. Of those, there were 1,031 words for positive emotions and 2,286 for negative emotions. Roughly twice as many negative words as positive words. So think of the implications. Just think of that. We are 2/3. We're bombarded with negative talk. Whether we're hearing it when we're in the grocery store lineup, whether we're at work, whether we're having dinner someplace, we're hearing someone complain. We need to stop and think. The words that this is my opinion. So I'm not a doctor, and this is just Penny Peddie's Hangout with Penny opinion on how I think the importance of our words are. And it can get really sensitive when it comes to talking about our health. I am a health and wellness coach. I have been trained, and the beauty of knowing about the law of attraction is I can help the people that I am working with change their thinking, change the words that they use. And that's the advantage, I think, being a law of attraction coach as well as a health and wellness coach. Anyway, so let's get on. What inspired me to do this show tonight about the power of our words when it comes to health? And that was, I actually had a couple of conversations this week with a couple of different friends. And one was talking about how they felt very unappreciated, not respected. And so these kinds of words and the kind of thoughts that are behind that are very disempowering. They're, oh, I thought you could see that. Oh, anyway, it's just a piece of paper. Disempowering. So what do you want to be? You want to be respected. You want to be appreciated. So that's the focus. You want to focus on how it would feel to be appreciated. I'm sure you've been appreciated at one point. Go back to that and think about that. Because before you know it, then you're going to start to actually see that you're being appreciated. But what really sparked this for me was I had a conversation, and there's somebody in their family is going through a bit of a challenging time. Now, his wife has been worried sick about her husband. Worried sick. This was the word, worried sick. Yes. And now she is very ill. And I thought, oh my gosh. So the person I was speaking with said, well, how do we change that? I said, by focusing on the wellness, and realize that the words that you say have an implication. Everything is absorbed. We are absorbing everything we say because we create. And I want to read you something. I have a couple of resources here that are very, very helpful. One, this is a great book by Louise Hay. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. She talks all about the importance of our self-talk, about loving ourselves. She gives examples in this book about how to reframe our words from what we don't want to what we do want. So if you don't want to feel sick anymore, if you don't want to feel sick and tired anymore, I'm tired of feeling sick and tired, that very expression will create more sick and tiredness in your life. So what do I want? I want to feel good and I want to feel rested. That's what I want. So I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest and get well because it's important. There's a big shift from sick and tired, sick and tired, sick and tired. Law of attraction definition is I attract to my life whatever I give my attention, energy, and focus to. Our thoughts create our experiences. What we focus on will expand. So when we have the words that we're using, sick and tired, if you were to look those words up in the thesaurus, would they be under the positive emotion? Oh, my lights are off. Would it be under the positive emotions or the negative emotion? Negative. So how about rested? I want to rest, to rejuvenate. What do you think those emotions would be? They would be the positive ones. So I tell my clients many times when we're discussing different words we use, and I'll say, if you were to look that word up in the dictionary, what do you think the meaning would be? So for example, you hear many people say, oh, no worries, no problem. The law of attraction doesn't know you're only joking. It's just a vibration. Everything has a vibration, including our words. Yeah, many times it's not exactly the words, it's the feelings behind it, but there still is that vibration that gets emitted. And maybe right now there's no worries, but it's like matching worries, so before you know it, there's going to be something in our life to begin to worry about. So we want to be very careful when we say, if I were to ask you, so how are you today? Not bad. Gee, well, if you're not bad, what are you? It's like, hey, I'm good today. Hey, I'm doing okay today, right? And if you're not feeling well, just say, it's okay to say, oh, today I'm not feeling well, but tomorrow I'll be better. Or I'm on the mend. I'm on the mend. Always put the positive spin on what it is you're talking about when it comes to your health. It's really, really important because we create. We are a creator in our life from our words that we say. So right now, this is my next book my resource I want to share with you. And that's by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's The 4 Agreements. Now I have all his books. I have these ones, and then I have the 5th Agreement. But he talks about being impeccable with your words. So what does that mean? It's like, yeah, you want to be very, very, very impeccable with the words you use. What is the meaning of those words? If you were going to think about what you're saying and then think about, oh, if I were to look that up, would it be positive or negative? What emotion would I be saying right now? So you want to be impeccable to be sure that you are putting out there more positive thoughts, more positive words. So I'm going to read to you. I need to put my glasses on this, so hang on. All right. So He says, the word is not just a sound or a written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think, and to thereby create the events in your life. You can speak. What other animal on this planet can speak? The word is the most powerful tool you have as a human. It is the tool of magic. But like a sword with two edges, your word can create the most beautiful dream, or your word can destroy everything around you. One edge is the misuse of the word, which creates a living hell. The other edge is the impeccability of the word, which will only create beauty, love, and heaven on earth. Depending upon how it is used, the word can set you free, or it can enslave you even more than you know. All the magic you possess is based on your words. And that goes to every word that you speak. So when you want to keep talking about that cold that you have or that flu that you have, what about all the times that you were healthy? Right? So just focus on wellness instead of the illness. So let me read you one more thing, because this is really important. So here's how we talk to ourselves sometimes. Oh, I look fat. I look ugly. I'm getting old. I'm losing my hair. I'm stupid. I never understand anything. I will never be good enough. And I'm never going to be perfect. Do you see how we use these words against us? Against ourselves? We must begin to understand what the word is and what the word does. If you understand the first agreement, be impeccable with your word, you begin to see all the changes that can happen in your life. Changes first in the way you deal with yourself, and later in the way you deal with other people, especially those you love the most. So to be impeccable with your words means to be impeccable with the words you say to yourself, because it creates from the inside. And when it comes to judging others, it comes back around. So it's just be very cautious of the words you're saying. And when it comes to health, what do you want? You want to be sick and tired? Or do you want to be rested so that you can go out and look at the world in a brighter light? Because it's really important to understand the implications our words have in the reality of our life. And maybe right at this particular point in time, there is something going on. Get in a support group that focuses on wellness, on what to do to get well. I had surgery a couple years back, and when I was walking, they came to get me to take me down into the operating room. And so I get in there, and they put me up on the operating table, and I said to them, I said, when you're working on me, I said, I would like for you to say out loud that, oh, Penny, things are going fine. This is well, everything's just, this is perfect. Things are going just perfectly. You're going to be done in no time, and you're going to be healed up very quickly. Whatever words I asked them to use anyway. And she kind of looked at me. She says, were you watching some kind of movie, a scary movie? I said, no. I said, what I like to do is I want to tell my body that things are going to be fine. And I'm going to be healthy, and I'm going to heal quickly. She just looked at me. She's like, oh. So after the surgery, and when she said, by the way, we spoke the words that you asked. I said, thank you. And then I focused on healing quickly. And I have a scar. And when I see that scar, I'm grateful for it. This was my scar of wellness. I have a scar on my wrist. I don't think you can see it. There's a scar right in here. I was horseback riding years and years and years ago. And I was knocked off the horse, and I hit a tree, and I really banged up my hand. I have a scar. But every time I look at that, I don't see a scar. I see the joy and the fun and the memories I had when I was going horseback riding, which may not be there I wouldn't think of it, but I'm reminded very often when I see that. It's like, oh, I love horses and I love horseback riding. Some might see it as an ugly scar. It's just the way we use our words. And one other, for those of you that are just tuning in, you're watching the Hangout with Penny show, and I'm just talking about the importance of the words we say to ourselves and how it can create realities in our life. So if you want a healthier, happier reality in the present, we need to begin now and send those out. So tomorrow will be a better today. Mother Teresa, she said, she was quoted, "I once was asked why I do not participate in anti-war demonstrations. I said that I would never do that. But as soon as you have a pro-peace rally, I will be there." That's very powerful. I wanted to bring that quote up today for you this evening because I really do want to talk about something very sensitive, and that is there's a cause out there to support breast cancer. I just want to bring to awareness the implications of those words. So this may get a little sensitive, so you might, if there's young children in the room, or if you don't want to hear this, you just might want to just mute it. But I just want to say, we're handing out money, we're handing out this to support breast cancer. Change the words. So support animal abuse. Would you do that? Support child abuse. Would you do that? Support senior abuse. Would you do that? Support breast cancer. Support any kind of cancer for that matter. Would you really do that? What do we really want to do? We want to support children's safety. We want to support kindness to animals. We want to support breast health. These are huge differences in the words we use. There's huge differences in the definition behind both those statements. There is huge vibrations being emitted out into the universe and being returned back. If we can collectively start being very cautious of the words that we're using to create wellness and happiness and joy in the world, our world would be such a better place, in my opinion. These are my opinions. We listen to the news. We get bombarded with negativity and things that are going on in the world that aren't so nice. Sometimes it's better just turn it off. Just turn it off and focus on, do you want peace in the world? Focus on that. And you'll start beginning to find peace in your world. In your world. Boy, I could just go on and on about this. But the importance is, worried sick. No. Put your focus on the wellness. If you're caring for somebody, oh yeah, we want to care for people. We want to care for them in the right direction to go towards wellness. Because we got to be careful about ourselves too. Because what we say turns around. It's like a boomerang. It'll come back. So this has been the Hangout with Penny show, episode 32. Episode 33 next week with Jackie McLean. I hope you can't hear that because my phone's ringing. Episode 33, we're going to be doing a process of self-hypnosis. I know lots of you have been waiting for this. And so May 1st, episode 33. I have a G+ community. The best way to join there, if you just on my website, Hangout with Penny. right at the home page. Scroll down, click the link, it'll take you right there. Just ask to be accepted and I'll accept you in. I'm going to be doing a series, a 5-part series, exclusively for my community members. And it's about how to precede your day the positive way. So it's on purpose with Penny, and it's just little techniques, 3-4 minute videos on what you can do to begin your day the positive way. Maybe I'll throw one in about how to end your day on a positive way. So let me just have a look out in the chat room. I've been talking so much that, let me see. Hi, Penny. Oh, Joy. Oh, we've got people. Oh, Joy Colson from Fort Myers, Florida. Hello there. Tana Marshall's here. And hi, Alam. He's here. And, oh, you know what? I just think I better come back with you. The battery on my mouse is going, so we want to be able to close off the show. So thank you. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration to just think about the words that you're using, or someone that you may know to just say, maybe there's a better feeling word we can use. It's all about better feeling thoughts. It's all about vibrations. Because if we can, the higher up that we can get on the positive scale, the more wellness, the more good health, the more positive thoughts, the more things that we can create in our life that we do want. Thank you, everybody. I'm making a commitment to leave my shows 30 minutes or less, and so I think we're pretty much right on schedule. So thank you very much. We will see you next week, episode 33. And for now, take care. See you over at the community. Bye-bye.